Hey guys, this is Justin. Hello and welcome to another video. So we're talking the Bad Batch, specifically episodes 6 and 7, titled Infiltration and Extraction. And this season continues to mislead me because before the season actually started to release, we got the names of all the episodes. I definitely thought this would be the guys going to Mount Tantus to rescue Omega. Obviously, we got something completely different, but still really interesting. If you want, by the way, a longer discussion about the Bad Batch, I had a conversation with Corey and Victor Lucas yesterday. If you go to the live stream tab on the channel, you should be able to see it. Really interesting stuff. I gotta say, just overall, I know I haven't been talking about the Bad Batch as much, but season 3 has really been impressive to the point where I really wish they were doing more after this. I do feel in some way they will continue the story that's being started in the Bad Batch, especially as it relates to the ultimate fate of the clones, but we might be in for a very sad ending for the Bad Batchers themselves. I promise I'll get to the main topic of the video and the new clone operative in a second, but what's been interesting to me is how each season of the Bad Batch has seen a new character steal the spotlight. In season 1, I really thought it was sort of Omega, but also Hunter. In season 2, Tech got so much attention, and obviously we know how that turned out. Now in season 3, Crosshair has just been a very interesting character, and seeing him grapple with what he did for the Empire has been pretty cool. Like, he writes it off as, oh, I only left the Empire because when it came time for their loyalty, they didn't show it. They strung me out to dry, and fair enough, that is true, but I do think it's more than that. And one of the more interesting elements that popped up again in the most recent episode was that elite clone assassin program. We saw 2 of these individuals, obviously the one captured by the Bad Batch and the yet unknown one that they also ran into, but you have to remember this isn't the first time we've actually seen these guys. In season 2, we had another clone assassin who was trying to take out Senator Chuchi. Now, he was actually captured. However, he had the false suicide tooth, so before they could get any information out of him, he was gone, and that's why they knew to look for it in season 3. We've learned a little bit more about that program. Well, obviously, it's that third clone assassin who everyone's interested in, but just generally, these clones are highly indoctrinated, they're fanatical, they're usually highly skilled, and they're sent to take on extremely sensitive missions by the Empire. I think this program is actually something that many clones will find disgusting and will play into the eventual clone revolt. That's generally why I think these clones are going to play a big role in the story. They were teased obviously in season 2. Now they're getting further fleshed out. This unnamed clone who was shown to survive for a reason, so we know he's going to continue to be important. And the main question is, well, who is this clone? I'm going to blow your mind and say that it was a clone of Jango Fett, but I think the show is trying to do a bit of a fake out and make you think that this is Tech. The main thing for me, the way he flips his antenna down to scope out a situation, that was just very Tech-like. Obviously, the uniform as well. The helmet in particular, the mask element looks like Tech as well. The 2 eye shapes look like glasses, but that's also been the case for all the clone assassins. And I mean, they also show him surviving a big fall. But no, I think Tech is going to stay dead. I don't think there's enough time left in the season and thus the show to do a Tech fake out to bring him back, for him to have to take apart his conditioning. I think he's dead. He's going to remain dead, and he won't be alone when it comes to the Bad Batch by the end of this series. No, I think the real, more likely option, and also another obvious one, is that this is going to end up being Commander Cody. For one, Cody is an extraordinarily skilled clone, and I mean, Cody's rank certainly implies that. Cody was a Marshal Commander, as far as we know anyway. That's the highest rank a clone could obtain, and obviously was based largely on training, but also skill. I also just think it makes sense from a storytelling perspective for several reasons. For one, especially with the reintroduction of Wolf last episode, to put it simply, we're running out of clones that ordinary fans would recognize. Commander Cody, having appeared in Revenge of the Sith and also prominently in the Clone Wars, is probably the second most famous clone outside of the Bad Batch anyway, right behind Rex. Cody also notably appeared already in the Bad Batch when he did that mission to Desix with Crosshair, and in that episode Cody is much more of the moderate, so the reveal that he's been completely mind wiped even further by the Empire I think would be pretty dramatic. It's also important because we know that Crosshair has a direct knowledge of Commander Cody. He knows what he's like, he's worked with him, so that that revelation would be even more shocking, as it would to another clone who would probably be around Captain Rex. And while it is possible that this clone is just some dude, I don't think that's the case, because why else have him survive? Why go out of the way to muffle his voice whenever he's talking? Like, it's already been established that they've gotten multiple of these secret clones, and if you want to make them seem like a threat, just keep them coming. I think the death fake out exists for a reason, and it's because the identity of this clone does matter to us. I alluded to this earlier, but I think this is important because it will lead to the clones ultimately deciding to do a mission to Mount Tantus to save whoever's there. They're going to see what's happened to Cody, they're going to find it revolting, and they're going to go to Mount Tantus to try to stop whatever's going on there. And I think that will be the legacy of the Bad Batch as a show. Are they going to end Palpatine's ritual and his science and whatever? I mean, obviously not, because it works at least to a point in episode 9. No. What they will do, however, is make the end for the clones a little more tolerable. At one point, I thought Big Clone Rebellion was going to be the move for this show, but given that we're like a third of the way through the final season, I don't know. And I think we're going to instead get moments like the past episode where the clones, even having their free will ripped away from them, get the final choice to make a decision, which leads to most of them, or at least many of them in many situations, choosing to no longer serve the Empire. Maybe the Bad Batch ends with some broadcast of whatever's going on in Mount Tantus, and perhaps the feelings of Cody, where he's happy, so he says anyway, to give loyalty if it's given back, are ones found in other clones. But I'm starting to ramble a bit. I really enjoyed this episode, or these two episodes rather, of the Bad Batch. I really hope we get a direct lead into a new animated Star Wars program that starts sooner rather than later. But that's all I've got for you guys. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Let me know what you thought of the theories. Who do you think is behind that mask? Give me your wackiest answer and give me also a realistic one. Look forward to reading all of that down below. May the Force be with you.